MHJ out for week number 11. Had surgery, appendicitis. Another one bites the dust. A.J. Brown disaster continues to unfold in front of our very eyes. A player I told you not to draft. A player I tell you every day to get rid of. He's a head case. He's a walking injury. He's a diva. His offense doesn't throw the ball consistently. Devontae Smith is starting to pass him in terms of being the number one wide receiver. Well, he is. He has passed him in terms of being the number one wide receiver on the Eagles offense. Bucky Irving seen at practice, ladies and gentlemen.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Bucky, where's our Bucky button? We haven't hit this Bucky button in a little while. We've been waiting to do it. I think, look, maybe we'll press it. I'm tempted to press it. Now, let me just caution everybody. He's at practice. We'll break it down on the other side of the intro. It doesn't mean he's going to play this week. He's been ruled out, essentially. But there's hope that this is leaning toward maybe an amendment of that assessment, but more so playing the next week. Bucky Irving back at practice.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
The Fantasy Football Show begins now. File in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Buckied. Buckied. Oh, Bucky.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Bucky first, then we'll move on to MHJ. Not much to talk about, but MHJ is not playing. Week 11, he had appendicitis. Just crazy. Bucky, who hasn't played since late September, is back at practice. Long distance shot, so apologize, but that's Bucky Irving, 7 at practice. Now, he's not out there taking hits, getting drilled in the shoulder, but people aren't really doing that anyway in practice. But he is out there, and this is a good step toward week number 12. No one's trying to get anybody riled up and excited about an amendment of him being out week number 11. He's most certainly out week 11. But they're getting him back in the saddle. Obviously, there's no lower body injury holding him back any longer. It really is coming down to the shoulder. And this is fantastic news that he's out there, not just waiting until next week. Like, the worst thing would have been we don't hear anything. He's not at practice. He doesn't go out there. The games are played. And then on Monday, we're all going, could Bucky maybe get out there and walk throughs, then start taking hits, then play in week 12? So this is good news. This is really good news. And we'll have more information later in the week. But obviously, this is very minimal practice. He's not out there getting drilled in the shoulder, but they will start taking, some putting some pressure on the shoulder, I would assume a little bit here and there this week. And then this will really set him up and set us up for some good knowledge on whether he plays next week or not. But it's looking positive. Things are going in the right direction for him to just miss the one more week. Again, if anything gets amended, we'll certainly be back to update you on that at any moment in time. MHJ, this is a doozy. I mean, how many times do we gotta be put through the ringer with these player updates and injuries and out week 11? Marvin Harrison Jr. Had surgery, appendicitis, will miss the Niners game on Sunday. This is horrible for Brissett. This is horrible for this Cardinals organization. This is great for the Niners. If the Niners lose to a MHJ free Arizona Cardinal team, they've got a lot of problems on their hands. But MHJ will not help you this week, which is just par for the course. Is it not? Is it just not one more player bites the dust? I mean, it's not like he's been great anyway. but at least he was starting to show signs of life with the Briskinator out there. This guy right here, I've told you not to draft him. I told you to get rid of him. Every single minute of every single hour, anytime someone acquires him, I say, hey, good job, but now trade him. Now flip him. Now get rid of him. A.J. Brown's a walking injury, a walking diva, a walking disaster in an offense that doesn't know how to utilize him. And this is what A.J. Brown has said. If you got me in fantasy, get rid of me. That's what I've been saying. A.J. Brown and I are on the same page.
You've just been Smitty approved.
A.J. Brown is a disaster. And he's upset. He was gaming last night. He was out there. He was playing a game. I don't know which game it was. I forget. But he was gaming. And then when he was trash talking with his buddy, and they were just talking trash, he said that his situation's like a disaster. And his buddy was trying to tell him, it'll work out. He's like a disaster or whatever the hell he said. He's not. This guy's not happy. His team's winning. He's not happy. What a diva. Remember when they were 4-0 and A.J. Brown walked into the tunnel to the locker room, didn't talk to the media. He avoided the media that day, and he was all upset and bent out of shape because the team was 4-0 and they won and they didn't need to utilize his services. Now, sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the oil, as they sometimes missay or say. A.J. Brown is trying to squeak, but I don't even know if he's receptive to some oil. I don't think he even cares anymore. I think he's completely checked out. And there's a certain point where you cry and complain and you get the ball. That's certainly what one of the potential outcomes here for a week 11 situation. He cries, he complains, he gets the ball. 100 yards and a touchdown. But then the next week it reverts back. So don't expect it to stick even if it did. But this might be one of those overdone situations where Jalen Hurts is like, you know what? You crybaby diva. You're going to go here, go to the media, go to these, use your social media outlets to try and throw me and this team under the bus yet again when we're winning, you diva. You absolute straight diva. I think this might be one of those things where he doesn't necessarily just get the ball because he's crying and complaining. Maybe Hurts doesn't want anything to do with him. This is absolutely ridiculous. If you own him, you shouldn't. He just told you. I've told you all year. Flip him. Get rid of him. If somehow you get him in a deal, great. He's got good trade value. Flip him. Now at this point, I don't know you can get anything for him. Honestly, if you own A.J. Brown, it's your own fault. It really is. You've had every ample opportunity to get rid of him, and you haven't. He's telling you, if you've got me, get rid of me. So, good luck. The only thing you can do if you've got him, if you didn't pay attention at all, is maybe couple him with another player, try and use him as gravy or an accessory or an accoutrement in a deal that'll allow you to go get one bigger, stronger, better player. I.e., you have a running back that's kind of in that running back 2, low-end running back 2 range. You throw AJB on top. You turn it into a low-end running back 1. That's the only thing. It's the only option you have. You take a Kenneth Walker who's volatile, throw AJB on top. You go get a low-end running back 1. That's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing. Trade AJB for injured Bucky Irving. Trade AJB in something small, a running back that's playing right now. Rachaad White. AJB and Rachaad White for Bucky Irving. AJB and Rachaad White for, Rico. You know, there are other doubted players right now that people are like, I don't know what I feel about this guy. A.J. Brown for Adunze. Can you even pull that off anymore? Probably not. A.J. Brown for his counterpart, Devontae Smith. Good luck. A.J. Brown for Ladd McConkey. Good luck. Could have done that weeks ago. A.J. Brown for J-Mo. You might be able to do it. A.J. Brown for Pickens. You might be able to do it. A.J. Brown for Hurt Gadsden. You might be able to do it. A.J. Brown for Malik Neighbors, who's out for the year, just so you can see Malik Neighbors on your roster. that might be the way to go. It's redraft, but it doesn't matter. Drop AJB, pick up Neighbors, and just look at it. And just imagine, what if this pretend it's just live in La La Land and pretend that the team's still winning? Oh, Don't tell me you haven't done that before. You haven't picked up somebody for a second, looked at it, and go, "What? Let me just daydream, daydream." Okay, so AJB will help nobody. MHJ will help nobody. This is a disaster. What a disaster. We've got this guy right here, Lamar Jackson. We got a little update on Lamar. Lamar's banged up again, or he's struggling to practice, really, with the knee. But this is what his coach said. Harbaugh said he should be okay, and he missed practice on Wednesday. But keep in mind that, like, a lot of players, a lot of these veteran players, and really at this stage in the season, almost everybody is sitting out. You know, everybody's not. No one's out there practicing on Wednesdays. It's Wednesday. It's a limited session. Only Brock Bowers practices on Wednesday.
You've just been Smitty.
Mashed potatoes!
Brock Bowers practices on Wednesday, but that's it. Nobody else practices on Wednesday. So Lamar, we're not too concerned about Lamar right now, but it is something to monitor. It's also something to take advantage of. You know, scared money don't make money. Risk it for the biscuit. Whatever you have to tell yourself if you're in dire straits or you need even just a little bit of a swing, being banged up might present an opportunity to go in and grab Lamar and say, look, I'll take on the risk of him not practicing on Wednesday. His owner might be going, No. I got Drake May, or no, I've got Baker Mayfield, or oh no, I got Goff, or whoever the hell. I'll go ahead and roll with that. Give me a wide receiver, and you send them a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson. I've seen people get Lamar using Ladd, who I love, by the way. Ladd's been a big part of the in-season content, not the off-season content. Avoid Ladd, proven to be the proper choice. But buyer's remorse, owners that have Ladd go steal him away from those owners who are upset that they drafted Ladd. We've been telling that story all season.
I smell meatloaf!
And same thing can be said here. So you take Lamar, buyer's remorse. The guy's been in and out of the lineup. He's been kind of upsetting. You go and grab him and you take advantage of the situation. So going to get Lamar, doing it live. Last piece of news, ladies and gentlemen. Then we open the super chats, then the phone lines, and then Smitty's gonna get lunch. I think I'm gonna get there's a local deli here that does these tri-tip steak sandwiches on pretzel buns with mac and cheese for $13.59. So we're gonna do one of those up today. We're gonna take our sweet time and then go live again, probably, if not before the 8 p.m. show, but definitely at 8 p.m. Eastern, like we always do here on the channel, because we're live Monday through Friday. In case you're new, we're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live whenever big news breaks, like this very show right here, and we're live at midnight Eastern almost every single night doing it live. Here's another piece of news, shaping up to be another week of Davis Mills, as CJ Stroud is not practicing concussion. So we're probably still looking at a big Nico Collins day, because as I said before last week, he'll be fine. Nico knows how to survive with Davis Mills. Nico survives pretty well with that situation. Snarf, anything can happen. Like, let me just say that right now, in case Bucky has a setback and you think you're right later, because you won't be. This kind of comment here from Snarf, Bucky won't play another snap unless the Bucs make the playoffs. It's just wild to me, you know. Number one, this thing is certain. You don't own Bucky. You don't. You couldn't possibly, because if you did, you'd have a bias toward this situation because you're a human being. I think you are, right? And so if you're a human being, you're going to be like, you'll be fine. Your voice gets all high and you say, he's probably playing tomorrow, right? Because you're overly optimistic. You can't even see clear. You're biasly in favor of anything news related to Bucky because you want him to play as soon as possible. So this tells me right here you don't own Bucky at all. Number two, you don't have any information that suggests that this is true. You could rephrase your sentence and say, in my opinion, we're all being lied to, and Bucky doesn't play again this year unless they make the playoffs. That would be more of a proper way to attack this. But you saying it like this gives you no one's gonna read it and be like, yeah, he's got it. He's got that inside info. I mean, what are we doing back there, bro? What are we doing? Let's focus. Okay, Mr. T. I'm sorry. The AJB owner in my 10-man league, full PPR. The AJB owner in my 10-man league, 0-10. Yes, that's what happens when you draft AJB. That's what happens when you hold on to him. That's what happens when you hold on to the man. Jeez, man. Smitty, Javonte, or Derrick Henry plus Debo. I'd lean toward. Oh, I'm sorry, Javonte or Derrick Henry and Debo for his H-hand. I'd rather keep Javonte than Derrick Henry, but it's really close. That could be week to week, but no matter what, I'm taking the H-hand deal. It's just a matter of picking which running back to keep if I'm able to. CMC, Hendo, Harvey, Warren, which two do you start at running back? You know you're starting CMC. I don't know why you're asking that question. But really, the Hendy and Harvey and Warren, but it comes down to news. Thursday games are never really great for Hendo. That's impacting him there. And then you also have more likely the chance the New England running back or running backs that back up Hendy will potentially be available. Whereas in Denver, I mean, anything's possible. Beatty could come in and you know, who the hell knows for these coaches, bro? Especially with Hendo and Harvey. But we really need news to guide us. And there's no answer yet. We'll know more tomorrow, obviously, with the Thursday game. But the Thursday game mixed with the idea that Harvey's going to be more so solo than Hendy potentially leans Harvey, but there's certainly reasons to want to get both of them out there. Zachary, appreciate you. Ideally, I'd love you to play all three, CMC and then both the Harvey Hendy brothers. 10-team PPR, 6-4 QB, Flacco, JD5, Stafford, Cook, Dowdle, Harvey, Aaron Jones, Mason. Okay, let's see here. Trade offer received is my Cook and Aaron Jones for Jamar Chase and JCM. What would make you even hesitate, Zachary? I first of all, I'm going to send you on a lap for asking the question, but send you on a victory lap as well. So as you're walking around the track or jogging, please pat yourself on the back. There's nothing on this other side of this trade, or the other components of this trade, JCM or Aaron Jones, that should be influencing any part of it. So if you're trading James Cook for Jamar Chase and you're getting Jamar Chase, you're getting an absolute home run. So go ahead and take that trade and say thank you. As far as like other moves, I'd move Waddle. And Waddle Monty maybe for one player could be an interesting little maneuver. Just go look for people that have like 0 RB2s, you know, and they could use a Monty. Woody Marks, Hall, Devontae Smith at flex this week. You got to go with Hall, I think, but anything's possible, bro. I mean, Devontae Smith off of this AJ Brown further unraveling might potentially have him doing some good things. But starting Nico and Waddle at receiver, ETN and Warren. Yeah, so Hall's better than Warren, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, anything can happen. So this is more of like a Warren, Devontae Smith, Marks debate, my guy. Unless that's, that's you starting running back. But chat, vote. Would you rather start Warren or, let's see here. Warren or Woody Marks or Devontae Smith at the flex? Get Hall in Warren's spot, please. So Warren, Devontae Smith, or Woody Marks. Please vote for Dominic. Thank you, Dominic. Arthur Juan Brown cost my opponent a win, and I was all for it. Any news on what book we will be reading next game? Probably the book. I think AJ Brown got the book, How to Unravel Your Career While You're in Your Prime by Seymour Butts. Under the Bleachers Productions. This man does not know what he's doing to his career. Wide receivers oftentimes, they're so in their own world, in the diva mentality. They want the ball. The ball's in their hands constantly. They're the showcase, right? They usually, AJ Brown's now showing signs of this. Antonio Brown did this. Stephon Diggs really did this. When things are at their peak and they're in an ideal situation, they start to feel pressures to prove that they're the ones doing the glory, creating the glory, not the quarterback. In all these cases, AJ Brown, Antonio Brown, Diggs, the list goes on and on. There's head trauma involved. Then it starts making them think differently, whatever. They'll study that later. It's unfortunate. That's just my prediction. I don't have any evidence of that, but and then on top of that, the diva mentality of, well, hey, I'm not. Everyone says it's because Ben Roethlisberger just targets me. I don't like my situation, even though it's the best situation Antonio Brown ever sniffed was in Pittsburgh. He wanted to go prove he could do it somewhere else with another quarterback. Look at Davante Adams. Davante Adams had it great. He wanted to go off and play with Derek Carr. He wanted to prove it wasn't just Aaron Rodgers that created him. These receivers, they don't know what's good for them. They truly don't. Sometimes the running backs don't either. Barkley thought he wanted to stay in New York. He tried his best to stay in New York, to be a Giant again. These guys don't know what's good for them. They're too close to the situation. It's like being on a movie set and you're filming these scenes out of order. You have no idea as an actor if the movie's going to be good at all, because sometimes you're filming the last scene, then you're filming the middle scene. You don't even know, you've read the script maybe, but you're literally just don't even know if the movie's got any, you're just too close to it. And these players are too close to the situation. They don't know who's good. They don't know what quarterbacks are good. Hey, who are the top 5 quarterbacks in the league? I bet if you asked MHJ that question, he would list somebody we're like, what? What? It's crazy, man. It's insane. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. BBQ to the motherfucking moon. BBQ with another super chat says, I guess Ben Johnson was actually a huge part of the Lions' success. Campbell and Ben Weasel's back. Look, yeah. I think Campbell looks pretty, like, I think Campbell looks pretty good right now in how he's running this thing. I thought Campbell was, I'll be honest, I thought Campbell was gonna be a little bit be more of like a Sirianni shell. Like, Sirianni is really good at managing people, and when the people below him aren't good, he's not good. But Sirianni, I think Sirianni's gotten more lucky. I think Howie is the puppet master, and Sirianni, who was on the hot seat just a little over a year ago, has been a benefactor of what he's been surrounded with. And Sirianni is one of those people that you think he's a good coach because the team's so good, but little do you know, if you had a different coach in there, I believe that this team would be more cohesive. I believe that they would be more well-oiled. I believe they would be dominating. The fact that the Eagles aren't the most explosive offense in the National Football League, or top 2 or 3, is a problem. But yet people don't want to say anything because they win. And to a lot of people, a lot of layman's and lazy analysts and pundits, it is about wins and losses. And there is some truth to that, obviously. But what about the analysis of they should be winning bigger? Just because you win a race doesn't mean you're driving as fast as you can drive. Just because your car is so good and you're a trash driver, but you win the race because this thing's so quick, that it doesn't mean you're a good skilled driver. You're just winning the race because of the car. Doesn't mean you're driving it as fast as it could go. So, anyway, let's see here. I guess I did that one already. City, appreciate you. My Nico and May, my Nico for May. Not enough unless it's super flex. Is it super flex? My Nico. I have CJ, JD5. I would want to get more, bro, unless it's super flex. Of course, I would do it straight up. But if it's not super flex, I want a little more. Drake May's not getting drafted where Nico's getting drafted. So while it's different when you're in the middle of a season instead of like draft day, the draft values of quarterbacks increase. Of course, I always tell people that. I still think you're not dealing with fair market values. Dynasty Superflex. Trade away CJ, Woody, Booty, Sampson for Lamar or Hurts, or trade away CJ, Rico, Booty for JD5, Mahomes, running backs. Jonathan, this is kind of all smashed together. For JD5, QB, Mahomes. I'm assuming you're listing your team here. Like this comma and smashed all together. I don't know if Mahomes is involved in this deal that you're talking about here for JD5 or Mahomes. Or I think that you're just listing your team. I'm not giving it up. Rico's older though. He's gonna be 28, but JD5 concerns me a little bit. I'd rather have Lamar than JD5 right now, and that's so painful to say, but it is what it is. You adjust and adapt. You don't get biased. You don't hold on to your biases. Look, JD5's got to prove to get healthy. His team's a mess. His coach is absolutely awful. So I would say get rid of that first combo of guys for Lamar or Hurts, but I'd rather have Lamar by quite a bit. But yeah, Hurts I'd rather not have. The only reason I'd trade for Hurts is if I could then flip him. Tried to get Buka for Javonte Williams and A.J. Brown. Other guy rejected. Of course he did. Same owner has CD, so I doubt he'll give me either. Any other options? I know, Coda, I wish I could help you get rid of A.J. Brown, but now it's too late, probably. You're going to have to try and Javonte and AJB might get you, let's say, like a James Cook if you're lucky. Might get you some sort of, I mean, what in the hell could JJ, because he's playing bad. You're going to have to go get somebody that's really on the struggle bus. Bucky Irving, because he's not playing right now. It has to be some sort of broken player or broken situation, or no one wants AJ Brown now. This is way too late to try and trade him, Coda. But I think you could try those avenues. Brock Bowers in some sort of tight end upgrade. I don't know what your tight end situation is, but you know, that kind of move, upgrading a quarterback slightly by throwing AJ Brown in. Javonte Williams to Cook, Javonte Williams to Bucky, Javonte Williams to, I mean, you could get maybe Rico and a small player for Javonte and AJB and just quietly step into that like pre-JMO breakout. JMO was free. Pre-Lad bounce back, Lad was free. So you have to find a receiver that fits that bill. Pickens might apply. Trading AJ Brown for Pickens straight up could be potentially a move. There's probably a world, I shouldn't be so pessimistic. There's probably a world where you can still get rid of AJB, but it's going to be a lot harder, I should say. Trade targets, playoffs, Caleb Williams, Harvey, Genty, Buka, Jennings, McBride, Pickens, Bucky, Henry owner trying to trade. I would definitely go get Henry if I could. I don't know what you could really give up other than like Genty, and I go back and forth. I still think Genty's going to be really good. His situation makes him sometimes inconsistent, but I think all these rookies, Buka even included, Genty, Hendy, Harvey, rookies do really well down the stretch. BBQ even said this in a super chat the other day. Rookies explode down the stretch, but the real rookies after the bye week explode. They pick it all up. They put it all together. Sometimes rookies hit a wall. I think Ibuka hit a small little wall on top of Baker hitting a wall, and at the same time it was kind of beautifully placed so that they didn't both struggle at different times. And now Buka's exploding out the gate. I truly believe that Genty will be fine. I don't know. Henry, for me, I'd probably say I like your team. I like where Harvey's at. I like Bucky, Hendy coming back. Oh, you got Hendy and Henry owner. Okay, Hendy and Henry owner. I thought you had Hendy too. You have Bucky. I like this team. Would I trade Bucky for Henry and Hendy? Sure. But I don't think he'll do that. You could try. Would I trade yeah, I don't know that I think I'm just going to stand down on this team. You got a really good squad. I'd try and upgrade my QB potentially a little bit. But if you like Caleb and you want to roll with it, I'm fine. I'm fine with it, even though I wouldn't do it. I don't know what else you could pull off. Like maybe you could trade a Genty for Rico and then upgrade the QB situation. Maybe you could trade Bucky for Rico and upgrade the QB situation. That's the only thing I can really think of, Danny. I like all your players. I don't necessarily want you to get rid of anybody, to be honest. I like a lot of what you have. Trade Sharps for Laporta. I would take Laporta if I felt in need at tight end, but I don't know that you do. I mean, Loveland's pretty decent, bro. I think Loveland starts to pick up the pace a little bit here. I think I'd be tempted to keep Charbonnet, who, if he gets in there as the starter, the lone starter, he's a top 5 proven running back. So I would probably say stand down on that one personally. But if you like Laporta a lot more than Loveland, and Chad, if you want to vote on that, I just think Laporta could be inconsistent. $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat.
I mean, Laporta's been inconsistent all year. Hey, Smitty, this is my team rest of season. What do you think? Drake May, Henderson, Judkins, JSN, JJ, McBride, Egbuka. Love this team. Team's phenomenal. Harvey, Bucky. Yeah, really good, bro. 7-3, made some trades. I don't see anybody I don't want on this roster. And if you had to go trade and make a trade, you'd have to give up one of these pieces that I love. If it was a Bucky Rico swap now, I'd understand. But at the same time, you don't even need Bucky right now. He's an accessory. He's a potential dilemma for you if Henderson stays in the lineup and Bucky's back. So you, out of all people, can afford to wait on Bucky, and I would say stand down. That's a really, really good team. 8.5 out of 10 minimum.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
What time is it? 2:30. Oh, I still got plenty of time for this tri-tip steak sandwich for $13.95 over at the deli. Hendy is out. Hendy is out. Let me see here. What are you talking about, bro? What's he talking about? He's going to go in timeout if he's wrong. Hendy is out. What's he talking about? Thomas, you're going in timeout. One of my mods put this guy in timeout. 24 hours. Hendy out. Ramondre will not play week 11. Terrell Jennings questionable for week 11. Thomas, you're going in timeout for 24 hours. Ridiculous. You know, people try and do that to slow down the show. And he's just going to be out. Make sure you put the right Thomas in timeout, though. There's a couple Thomases. Okay, 0.5. Made moves to acquire this team. May, Henry, Hendy, London, Ladd, Bowers, Flex, Bucky, Tet, Benson, ETN, Kamara. Just got a trade for Saquon using ETN, Kamara. Should I stay the course with the team? Very, very good squad. Blackbeard got him, put him in time. Thank you, appreciate that. Make sure you put the right Thomas in timeout, though. You got like 3 Thomases. Somebody's gonna catch a stray. Oh, let's see here. We got there's a lot of news brewing right now. Ricky Pearsall will be limited in practice today. Isaiah Pacheco doesn't practice Wednesday. We've got let's see here. There's a lot of news. Ramondre Stevenson ruled out, which is great. P. Ryan not practicing Wednesday. Laporta doesn't practice Wednesday. Back. There's a little bit more for that situation you got there. Jennings listed questionable for Thursday. It might be a full Hendy. Might be a full Hendy workload day. Let's see here. Is there any other news? Roma Dunze doesn't practice Wednesday, but don't freak out about a lot of these not practicing Wednesday situations. This team is really good. May, Henry, Hendy, London, Ladd, Bowers. Love the team. Tet, I could move Tet and ETN, Kamara and ETN, Kamara and Tet. Just got to trade for Saquon using ETN and Kamara. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I just read that. Should I stay the course? So you got Saquon. I like that. So Saquon, yeah, I'd stay the course now with that Saquon move. So you got Henry, Saquon, Hendy, London, Ladd, Bowers, May. Very good squad. Bucky, I like this team quite a bit, bro. There's not much to move. Unless you were to move, let's say, Bucky for Nico Collins, Bucky for, something along those lines. I like Rico, but at the same time, Bucky's practicing now. Not that he'll play this week, but it seems like he's going to be ready to go. And look, Rachaad White's been struggling bad, and Sean Tucker might. Hopefully, Sean Tucker doesn't come in and just look amazing. he's a lot better than Rachaad White. This team doesn't seem to know it though, which is shocking to me. Thank you for this $20 hauler, by the way. $20 hauler to the moon. I'd venture to say, my boy Cruz, that you've got a good situation set up for yourself. You're kind of scare money don't make money putting it on two old dogs, Henry and Barkley, but I kind of like it. Kind of feel like the price you're paying. You've got Bucky coming back, Bowers, London. This is a good squad, lad. There's nothing I could envision trading unless I'm trading Bucky for one player. Bucky for Nico, Bucky for Rico, and maybe somebody. Bucky for James Cook. Like, if you could get lucky in some sort of trade, even if you threw Tet and Bucky, try that, I'd suppose. Cruz, if you want I want to give you something solid, tangible, for your $20 hauler. So that tangible thing would be try and see what you can get for Bucky and Tet. If you could get James Cook or higher. JJ's intriguing, but he's also a risk. But it's interesting. I think Abuka or Rice for Bucky and Tet would be even more intriguing. Imagine getting Rice for that. Those are the only things that I would look at. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. I appreciate you very much. This one here from Troy, $20 hauler. Troy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Troy, thank you very much for the super chat. How are we doing, Smitty? 4-6, QB, JD5, Darnold, Jones, Gibbs, Browns, Sharps, Tucker, Washington, Worthy, Rice, Pickens, Debo, Warren, Gadsden, Knox. Trade ideas, roster suggestions. Love the team. Minus the receivers. Wait. Okay, never mind. Your receivers are. Why are you listing Washington and Worthy? Keep your damn house in order, Troy. Why are we listing it like this? It's so confusing on the brain. So Rice and Pickens are down here. Okay, so Rice, Pickens, Worthy, Gibbs, Brown, and Darnold. It's a good squad. I don't know that I'm moving much other than trying to maybe get rid of, let's say, Gadsden. I would have tried to get rid of him before. I know you might have tried, but getting rid of him injured is going to be a lot harder. And you had two tight ends here, and there's people that are starving for tight end play right now. So they definitely need Gadsden. They did need Gadsden. Now he's injured though. Gadsden, Worthy, and even like Chase Brown to go into a James Cook or higher type player. I'm using Gadsden and Worthy to upgrade Chase Brown, and I don't want to trade Chase Brown lightly. I'm just saying get a monster, bro. Or if that doesn't work, Worthy and Gadsden, even banged up, you still should be able to trade them for one slightly better player than Worthy. We're talking trying to get someone in the. I even think Pickens is interesting there, but somebody maybe a little bit better than that. I love Ladd. Ladd's a little costly at that, but I mean he's kind of maybe worth it. I think maybe you potentially get a quarterback upgrade. I wonder if someone's willing to sell Lamar for Gadsden and Worthy, or Lamar for Gadsden, Worthy, Sharps, or Lamar for you got Pickens here. Damn it. Forgot. Sorry. You're listed it so out of order I can't even see who your starters are. Troy? Debo, throw Debo in. Damn it. I don't know, bro. Quarterback upgrade would be ideal. Would be fantastic. Lamar, Josh Allen. Josh Allen's playing. He's creeped back into the top, like I think 8 or 9 or 7 or something like that. He was down there for a while, but I think Lamar scares people. I would try and get Allen or Lamar using JD5. You send him JD5, especially if this owner's got like 6 wins that has Josh Allen or Lamar. JD5, Worthy, and Gadsden. I'd even contemplate to get one of those quarterbacks, trade Tyler Warren, and start Gadsden. I know he's banged up right now, but look, you gotta try and shift the value around. Do you trust JD5 and Darnold? Darnold's okay. I don't mind Darnold. If he was on waivers and I was QB starving, I'd definitely pick him up and start him. But I think Lamar or Josh Allen's worth getting rid of a Tyler Warren, because if I'm drafting today, I'm drafting Lamar or Josh Allen either right next to Tyler Warren or slightly even ahead of Tyler Warren, and I love Tyler Warren. So, but you have Gadsden, and I like Gadsden a lot, regardless of him being banged up. Troy, thank you for the super chat. Rank all Henry, Chase Brown, Hendy, Harvey. I don't know what in the hell you're saying here, Alex. You smashed as many characters together to get this into the $2 super chat like I've never seen before. Henry, Chase Brown, Hendy, Harvey, Swift, Judkins, ETN, Rico, and Woody Marks with an X. I've never seen this before in my life. This guy didn't even have enough characters left to spell Marks, so he put Marks with the X to get it all to fit. Carefully executing the capital letters to separate and let the mind easily be able to read this as best as possible. Alex put, you might as well have just gone $2.99, got the extra character, and saved yourself a little bit of time that it took to craft this, and you could have worked an extra, 1 minute on the job. What are we doing, Alex? I'm gonna say probably. I'm gonna say, give me. This is just in a vacuum, my boy. I'm gonna say, give me. This is so tough. These are all very close players. Like, honestly, I don't even know that one can really rank this, and then 10 minutes later, remember what they ranked, and they rank it differently. That's how close these guys are. But the bottom line is Hendy and Harvey are unknown risers right now, so they could rise up above everybody. I would probably venture to say I like Rico, Judkins, and then Hendy, Harvey, Chase Brown, all kind of even with Henry. Hendy, Harvey, Chase Brown, Henry, all very, very close and even. There's no real way to rank this with confidence. I'd be making up stuff. I'd be just spinning my wheels. But I do feel like Rico and Judkins have a little bit of a lean. And Swift's even deserving to be in here. I just forgot he was there because he was smashed in there. I can barely... let me get my decoder ring. My Ovaltine decoder ring for Alex's super chat. Alex, thank you. I appreciate you. Alex, there's nothing. It's so hard to rank that. Chat, anybody want to try ranking this? I probably lean Rico. The only thing I can say is Rico Judkins feels pretty safe. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you. Tyler Warren on a bye. Pitts, David Njoku, Hawkinson, or Mason Taylor. Pitts, David Njoku, Tyler. I'd probably go Pitts, I suppose, but not a very, very, easy answer, to be honest, bro. It's a tough one. It's 4 and 6, but heating up: Dart, JD5, Nico, Rice, Buka, Chase Brown, Hall, Hendy, Gadsden, Jennings. Any moves? Do I sit Breeze for Chase Brown, Hendy? Again, we're talking about splitting hairs between Breeze, Chase Brown, and Hendy. You should be making a trade probably. You should be trying to upgrade, let's say, one of the wide receivers like, well, I love your receivers. Nico, Rice, Buka's insane. Dart's interesting. I wonder if you could upgrade into Lamar, though, using Dart and JD5. I'd try that. Upgrading Chase Brown into Cook, or upgrading Chase Brown into a slight, or Hall into a slight, QB or running back upgrade. I would probably say if I had to pick between any of these players to start, I would probably say I lean Hendy right now with what we know, but Chase Brown might be safer. And Breece Hall, Chase Brown. Guys, can we rank Hendy, Chase Brown, Breece Hall? Hendy, Chase Brown, Breece Hall. Please, at least 10 votes. Please rank those for this week. Hendy, Chase Brown, Breece Hall. I lean Hendy right now, but we got to have more information. We got to make sure everything's good with him. Jennings, we got to figure out if he's even playing. If he's not, and it's just Hendy, it's going to be an amazing experience on Thursday Night Football. We hope, but Thursday Night Football is always crazy. Is it time to drop Mason and JCM to pick up potential league winners, Tootin, Corm Smith? I would say Tootin. I would drop Tootin. I'd maybe keep Mason, but I'd drop Tootin or pick up Tootin for JCM. I have no interest in JCM right now. It's not his fault, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. Picked up Hendy and Harvey off waivers where I didn't have them. Now owners are wanting to trade for them back. This is why you never drop talent and panic. You remember every week that we'd have people saying, I'm dropping Hendy, and I'm like, do it. Do it. You know, Smitty, when are we giving up on Hendy? How many years in a row do we have to experience that? Do we give up on Smitty? Are we ready to give up on, like, how many years in a row? How long is it going to take for people to learn? The answer is never. No one's ever going to learn. There's always going to be a massive amount of people that panic like Peter on players, and then they're just going to be the ones crying in a little corner because they cut a player too early. Imagine being the highest paid wide receiver, a captain on a reigning Super Bowl champion team, 6'1", 28 years old, shredded, $84 million guaranteed. A.J. Brown, the B is for Big Baby. Thank you, Mahmood. Mahmood, very poetic. I love that. That's crafted, handcrafted. That's almost handcrafted as well as Alex Super Chat. Just absolutely phenomenal. It would have been even more impressive if he crammed it. Sunbeams, nobody wants Gadsden. My league is rootless. Although I was offered Jamar Chase for my Rice and Harvey. Other running backs are Gibbs, Hendy, and Sharp's thoughts. Guys, can we get a vote on this one? Jamar Chase or Rice and Harvey? I'd rather have Rice and Harvey because I think Jamar Chase and Rice are pretty damn even, to be honest. I might say so myself, especially when you factor in there's going to be a QB change again. Obviously, going back to Burrow shouldn't make things go astray, but you just never know, and it's volatile, and Flacco's got to stay healthy for the next handful of weeks, and he's been kind of banged up already. So I just lean toward Rice and Harvey. 7-3, May, Bucky, Lamb, Buka, Rice, Tyler Warren, Hendy, Harvey, Marks. Should I try an upgrade for Bucky or stand down? I would definitely be interested in hanging tight with Bucky because you're 7-3. Your team's phenomenal. You've got the running backs to suffice right now, and if you did upgrade them, you'd have to sit those running backs. So why don't we just let them go out there and play ball? Jason, I'm going to say stand down. Your team's built to win, and it's built with depth, and it's going to be lethal. 8-2, Bo Nix, Darnold. Thank you for the super chat. 8-2, Bo Nix, Darnold, Gibbs, Kyron, Rico, K9, JSN, Buka, Pickens, Tay Adams, BTJ, Ferguson, Gadsden. No more moves. Very good team. I mean, you could always trade, but I like your squad. I'm trading K9 and Kyron, K9 and Rico to upgrade slightly if possible. K9 and Bo, K9 and Darnold to upgrade slightly. K9 and potentially, I'd take BTJ and Ferguson with K9 to go get Lamar, to go get Josh Allen, to go get a quarterback upgrade. Honestly, I think that's the only thing I worry about, J-Fam, is with that is the QB upgrade. I like Nix. I do. Nix is top 6, 7 right now. But he's volatile, and if I could get a Josh Allen or Lamar, that's an upgrade. If I can, I don't mind standing down unless I can upgrade, let's say, into a Lamb right now. Lamb or Rice would be a player that, for most of you out there, if you have good wide receivers, I still see as pretty much an upgrade almost every time. Half PPR drop for tight end, Warren on a bye, Spears, Worthy, or Pierce. I'd probably say right now I'm dropping Spears. Bad team, but hard to drop him. I almost try and trade him in some sort of tiny upgrade, almost giving him away. I'm projected to win without a tight end or drop a kicker. I would definitely not sweat cutting Spears. And Pierce has been really good. I probably would keep him. I don't think I cut Worthy, though. Spears is good, but I don't know if you're winning a league off Spears. It's a bad offense. He's still sharing carries. 0.5 Lamar, Bucky, White, ETN, Tootin. Moves, who to flex, Hunt, Jennings, or White or Tez. I'd probably go Tez if it was me, or Hunt. Hunt's probably your safest play. Tez is higher risk, higher reward. So pick your poison there. Love your team. Bucky, Rashad, ETN, Tootin. You're cuffed up. That's pretty good. You got Hendy, Hampton. I'd be interested in moving. Let's say, damn, your team is really good, bro. There's not much to do. Maybe Bucky and White and Etienne and Tootin for one running back. Can you get Bijan for that? Can you get one RB for that? A stud RB? Is James Cook even enough? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Maybe not. Bucky comes back. He could be better than Cook, or he could be even, So, I don't know. It's intriguing. Cook is intriguing for that. Obviously, JT won't get. But Bijan you might be able to get for that. It's possible. If not, I mean, I'm kind of tempted to just say stand down unless you're because then you could throw Hendy in with that Bijan. But this is a pretty good team. I don't think there's much to really do. There's not much to really move or maneuver. You know, the wide receiver threes, they're not really valuable. Maybe Hampton and Etienne and Tootin for one RB like Cook. Try that. I'd try that first. Or maybe you trust in Barkley or Henry and you want to trade Etienne, Tootin, and Hampton for Barkley or Henry. But I definitely could move, two of those guys, Hampton and the Jacksonville backs for one running back. Need a running back in a flex. Woody, RJ, Harvey, Diggs, and JMO. I would go RJ and either Diggs or JMO. JMO's high risk, high reward. Diggs is steady, Eddie safer. And Woody, I love Woody, but unfortunately he's odd man out. So you got to pick between the wide receivers. You want steady Eddie, you go Diggs. You want higher upside, go JMO. Trade Gadsden and DK for Kyron. I would definitely take Kyron for sure. That's an easy peasy trade, my boy. 5-5 trade Kelsey and Chase Brown for Stafford and Bucky. I could definitely get behind that. It's got its pros and cons, but if you need a quarterback, it's definitely a nice move to make. I think it's very arguable, and I like both sides for both teams if it fits the team needs. So not a lambasting, but a good trade. Yo, Smitty, 4-6, 10-man. Caleb, Lamb, Buka, Debo, Rico, Hendy, Fan and Harvey, Tyler Warren, Pierce, Booty. Team stepping up right in the nick of time. Any moves? I don't know. I don't think there's much to move because I don't want you moving Lamb, but I want you moving Buka. I don't want you moving Rico. Hendy and Harvey are just getting going. You can't trade them high. Tyler Warren, I don't want you to trade. So probably like if you could get rid of maybe, there's not much. Benson and Debo for like a Pickens or something. Go get one wide receiver using that combo maybe. Some underrated wide receiver. Pickens fits the bill. There's definitely some receivers out there that are around that territory. 9-1, 12-team full PPR. Caleb, Burrow, JT, Bucky, Judkins, Hendy, Tracy, Benson. I'm trying to think of what other receivers fit that bill, Ben. Pickens, Dunze might be, but he had a good game, so it might be harder to get him. Lad McConkey, Pickens, Adams hurt. That's really the only thing you could lad. Yeah, there's not much, but you could try those things. That's it. JT, any moves with this squad? Connor, I don't know. Bucky, JT's pretty damn good. Judkins, Hendy, you got. I'm tempted because you have JT, Judkins, Hendy to look at turning Bucky and like Olave into a Lamb or something, but I don't know if that's possible. Try. Benson and Olave for a slight wide receiver or running back like upgrade from the 2-for-1, an Adams type of player, a Rico Dowdle type of player, be kind of an intriguing situation. Who's your tight end? Warren. You could upgrade quarterback using Olave and Benson. I'd even use Bucky to get Lamar. Caleb and Bucky for Lamar. I'd consider that. Would I throw Marvin if they threw in another player? Sure. But Marv, Olave, and Benson for one player, Connor, would be probably the most ideal scenario if you could get one guy for that group of players. Hall, Rice, or Henry, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Give me Hall and Rice by a hair. But it's so close. Chat, vote on that one. I literally could go back and forth on that one. PPR, who do I start at flex? Hendy, Harvey, Vidal, Brees, Diggs. We're waiting on Hendy, Harvey news. There's no way to answer that yet, Ron. I'd be just lying to you. Once we hear like Hendy's total role, if Jennings is playing, if Hendy's completely full go, there's a lot of things to worry about. Just traded Debo for AJB. He'll do 30 Sunday. I mean, I can't be mad that you got rid of Debo for AJB, but I mean, I don't know what you expected. Some sort of standing ovation. You're not going to get it, but hopefully a squeaky wheel. should BT see the wheel squeaks too many times, they stop oiling it, bro. Should BTJ now have a great second half? Esteban, you sound like the last super chatter optimistic Oscar here. I don't know. Could. Team review, Herbert, Bijan, JJ, Rice, Lamb. Love the rest of your team, though. Fantastic. I'm trading BTJ. BTJ and Worthy for like one wide receiver. Try that. BTJ and Marks, BTJ Worthy and Marks for one wide receiver or one running back. Upgrade it. Do it live. That's what I'm doing. I'm not believing in BTJ or AJ Brown. Great work, Smitty. 8-2 in my half PPR league. Was just offered Bucky, Harvey, and Sutton for my Rome and Brees. Bucky, Harvey, Sutton. I take Bucky, Harvey, Sutton, I think. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good trade. I mean, it's arguable for sure, but I would probably take that. What's the word, Smitty? You want to start off with? You're the GOAT. Thank you, pal. You're the GOAT. I wanted to get your opinion on these trades. I would trade Woody and Oronde Gadsden for Bowers, I think. Bowser's. And in another league, I take Bowers, and I'd trade Hall and Ladd for St. Brown. I'd take St. Brown. I'd take both of those. Those are good ideas. I like the way your mind works, my boy. 2-for-1 season. Let's go. Thank you, by the way. Clinch 8-2. Trade deadline passed. Okay. JT Jacobs, K9 Sharps. At least you got it cuffed. Rice, MHJ, JMO. So that sucks about MHJ. But DJ Moore's not too bad. Ferguson, Kelsey, playoffs week 14. Yeah, I think you got a good squad, bro. I would say you're definitely a scary team. I'd say you're in the 8s for sure. 8.0, 8 point whatever. It's a great team. I like your team. You did a good job. You cuffed it all up, very safe and secure. You probably work in quality control or some sort of really tight-lipped management position, Mamoot. You're very dotting all your I's, crossing your T's. You're even dotting your T's, Mamoot. Am I right? Are you in quality control or some sort of like, I don't know, overview type of job somewhere? You're looking at details, combing through TPS reports with a fine-tooth comb. Team rating rest of the season, 12-man full PPR. Mahomes, Bucky, White, Hampton, Benson, CD, JJ, Waddle, Olave, Ferguson, Sharps, Fannin, Ridley, any 5-5. Love the receivers. I'm trading Olave and Hampton, Olave and Benson and Hampton for one running back. Go Rico, go Cook, go for an RB. I want an RB using that. Thank you, my boy. Mamoot says police officer. Well, that's dotting I's and crossing T's. Mamoot, we appreciate your service, young man.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Mamoot, I love it. I didn't know that. Mamoot's a police officer, and I deliver pizza for a friend. I love this guy. Pizzas and a police officer at the same.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Damn, Mamoot. I respect Mamoot more than I ever did before, and I respected him to the moon. Start May or Josh Allen. Josh Allen. I mean, you got to start Josh Allen. Shout out to all the officers, the firefighters, first responders, the veterans from yesterday. All of you serving the country are amazing people, and we love you.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Mamoot out there keeping the streets safe and the bellies full. I love it. Start Mayor Josh Allen. Let's do that. Speaking of bellies full, I need to go get I might get a pizza now that Mamoot just got me hungry for pizza pie. They opened up a Jets Pizza down the street, and it's actually really good. I love Jets Pizza. Anybody tried Jets Pizza? Really, really good. Would you trade Nico and Judkins for Gibbs? Mercury, we've actually had that question a few times this week, and it's been very, very hard to answer. I think in general, if your team needs two players and it can't win with Gibbs, then you got to make the trade. But if you're winning with Gibbs, you keep Gibbs. I bought the Gunners, the Barons. Traded Brees for Bucky in a paid league, and the commish canceled the trade. Isn't that some BS? I bought the Gunners. I don't even know what side he's vetoing. I don't. You tell him I said that. You clip this. I don't even know what side he's canceling. Brees or Bucky? Bucky or Brees? Which one's even considered to be better? What kind of corrupt commissioner is this? I have no idea what's he even vetoing? Is he vetoing that Brees is playing and Bucky's not? Or is he vetoing that Bucky's better than Brees and doesn't matter that he's out? I have no idea what side he's even vetoing. That is corruption at its finest. When a commissioner steps in or a league vetoes something they're afraid of a team being better because. That's crazy. Unbelievable. I'd leave that league so quickly. That commissioner doesn't know what he's doing. Any moves, 10-team, 1 QB, Mahomes, Daniel Jones, Buka Rice, JJ. Love the receivers, J-Mo, Jacobs, Hall, Chase Brown. Love this team, bro. I don't think there's much to move here. Because if you move something, you got to get rid of something I love. I would consider moving 2 of the running backs for Bijan. Any two. Would I throw in J-Mo or Pearsall or something like that? Sure. Ferguson. I'd throw in Ferguson too to get that done. Go get Bijan. That's it. Bijan, Gibbs, JT. If you get Bijan's the only one attainable right now. JT you can't get, but you could try. I think 2 of those RBs with Ferguson, I'd do it. Why not? Scare money don't make money. All right. That's all she wrote right now. We'll be back. If not before 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate you all. You guys rock. Steele dropping a super chat here. Says Trey McBride or MHJ in Dynasty. McBride, it's not close, bro. MHJ is maybe he's rising after his appendix surgery, but what a derailing moment for a guy that was kind of maybe putting it together and now he's out again. Give me McBride all day long, bro. It's not even close. Not even close. Thank you for your service, Smitty. Fantasy football keeps us sane. Yeah, Mahmoud. Any of your you email me right now, Mahmoud. Any of your officer buddies want memberships to the Patreon? That's on me. We need to get some more officers on the Patreon or the fantasyfootballshow.com. On me. Officers ride free, Mahmoud. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you. Live whenever big news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And live at midnight almost every single night. See you all at 8 p.m. or sooner. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Space Ricky, Sick Nasty, DeBalt, Vampy, Doobie if he's out there. Deuce.